Hello, everybody out there, and welcome back to the Good Life Bookstore. I am one of your favorite hosts, Good Life Russ, and you can find me by that name on all social media.
Hi, everyone. I am Chloe Simone. You can find me at Chloe Simone Studio on all social media platforms. And please also check all of us out at thegoodlifebookstore.com. This is where you can get updates about what we got going on, about our previous guests, about our up and coming guests. It's where you're going to get all the good, juicy details about what we are building and where we're going in the future. So now, excuse me, please try to pray for me, guys, while I survive this attack of pollen. But we're here. We're going to get through it. We have an amazing co host with us today. She's a licensed therapist. She's an entrepreneur. She was a former business owner. She is now an author. I think she said of 72 months. Wow. Okay. I'm interested to hear that. We have traditionally Miss Lela Stoval, but writing under the pen name L.A. Armstrong. Tell us who you are.
I am Leela Stovall, writing under the, you stole my line, writing under the pen name of L.A. Armstrong. And as she said in the intro, I do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I like to start off with a little joke for myself. I'm a professional at starting over because I've done a lot of things, a lot of different ways, a lot of times. But I am a licensed therapist. I live in the state of Michigan. I'm a speaker. Recently, to my jacket, a second time author of 72 months in a
Mm,
change agent, ex entrepreneur, but always an entrepreneur. So I said a little of this and a little of
a lot of this and a lot of that. So tell us a little bit about the pen name L.A. Armstrong. Where did that originate, and what does that mean to you?
So when I got ready to write the book, I didn't. It's a personal memoir. What I wrote, I call it a urbanized psychological memoir. And I didn't want to do it under my name because I have the professional licensing. So I
Mhm.
took my first name initial and my middle name initial and my dad's last name to give some homage to him.
Yeah.
Um, and came up with L.A. Armstrong. I kind of bounced off my mom's name and her nicknames and a lot of different things, but that one was the strongest that I fell in love with.
Oh my goodness. I love when everything just kind of comes together. It makes sense. All right. Well, let's jump right into the book. We have our new segment. What the book? So we want to take about 20, 30 seconds. Give us a little bit of detail about what the book is about. Don't tell them too much because, we need them to read it.
Like I
And
said,
here we go.
it's a personal memoir, 72 months.
Mhm.
And a lot of people look at it and they can kind of see the double screen. You see a woman with a regular face, and then the split screen with looks like handcuffs and maybe a prison scene behind her.
Mhm.
And this book is about losing my freedom without losing myself.
Mm.
It's a chapter of my life, just a snippet when I was incarcerated. And 72 months is a shorter version. I got 77 months for my federal sentence. And 72 months is what the book is called. So a lot of the book takes place during my incarceration. But again, it's about even if your zip code, your address is somewhere different, sometimes that doesn't define you. But
100%.
it talks about choices, consequences, the people if in my life, the system, relationships, unexpected moments of humility, and what happens when life you built suddenly comes crashing down around you.
Yes. So basically, resilience, like you said, redemption,
Mhm.
and becoming a professional is starting over.
Yes, most definitely.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, I love that you broke that down because I never would have saw that cover and thought that's what that book was about.
What would you have thought it was about? I'm interested in what
I
people
have
think
no
when they see it,
idea.
even
Maybe
with the little
she's like
prison
a double
scene.
agent cop, and there's this guy. I
Gotcha.
don't know. I wouldn't have
I
thought it was
gotcha.
about you.
I gotcha.
That's how
I
you
never
know you
really.
never know. So that's I really need to read that book. I want to that would give me I feel more insight on you. That's what I love
I
about
got you.
books, getting to know the author because I feel like I say the story is about us.
Hmm.
The book is just us, so we don't have to tell. We don't got to repeat ourselves no more. You know what I mean? Go read the book. I don't speak on that no more. Read the book. You know, but we lived it. When people see it,
Yes.
they're like, "Yeah, there's something different about you."
Yeah.
So
I
wow,
thank you too for explaining that to me because I
yeah,
saw it, but I thought it was more like metaphorical about
hmm
being like locked up. So that is
Oh,
literal. Now it makes perfect sense to me.
yes,
gotcha.
I
Gotcha.
love
that's
that.
yeah, that's
I'm a
powerful.
I'm a unique twist because I am licensed therapist, which we know that kind of sounds strange. How did you do all of that, right? And so that attests to that, a moment of time doesn't
hmm
have to define where you stop. And so that's what it's a lot about. It's just the beginning snippet story of part of my life. And I hope people enjoy it. But I'm really surprised at what you guys thought about it and
Yeah.
what others may think of when they see it. Because I thought it was Screaming Prison. I guess not. I guess not.
Yeah, I had no idea, but I love that, like you said, it doesn't define who you are. We can be here, we can have these conversations and not know each other's background and then learn more every time we speak. It's like, wow, I didn't know that. And it's something my godmama used to say, like, you don't look like what you've been through. And I
That's true.
definitely, I
That's true.
definitely, know that's a testament now to you got through it. You ain't stuck in it. So that's awesome. So my question is, where I like to begin, is what were books like for you as a child? Did you grow up in a house full of books? Did you read a lot? Did you have to go to the library to read? Was reading a culture that was prevalent around you as a child?
Let me think. I don't have to think. I don't think books were around the house a lot, but I do remember maybe being age 8 and
Mhm.
discovering the library
Okay.
and the love of books I used to read. It started at the library. I would read Garfield books. Don't judge me. They were my favorite growing up. And then I branched off as I got older and started to find things that were more in my age category. And I remember reading this one series, Sweet Valley High. And I remember the library having some, and me having to buy others, me getting on the bus, driving, going across town to get one book halfway through it before getting home. So once I discovered books, I think I had a great love for them.
Okay.
I think that that is beautiful. All right, I
Mhm.
want to dive right in. What I love about you talking about being a professional is starting over is that there's a level of like awareness and accountability in that statement, and that's part of your journey of what helped you grow. Tell me a time where accountability taught you the biggest lesson.
I think um, taking on a lot of responsibilities. Um, as a younger child, I grew up in a home where my mom was mentally ill. She has schizophrenia, so I took care of her and my brother a lot. And I just think that taking care of her and others and just kind of carrying all those that weight for a really long time eventually kind of fell apart
Mm-hmm.
from doing this or maybe being in the street a little bit or trying to take um, uh, involved with the things that I shouldn't have been involved to try to make a bridge for my family. I think when I got in trouble, because I've been in trouble more than once. Not to confess too much, but I'm transparent, so I don't mind telling. I wear my stuff like a badge of honor, and so getting in trouble, not one, not two, three, five time person of getting in trouble and just being accountable right around not even the first couple of times, not even realizing, oh, okay, well, I will get out of the trouble and just do it all over again, get out of trouble and do it all over again. And at some point, someone kind of sat me down and said, hey, lady, you're kind of smart. You might do much better and bigger things in your life if you just stop and look at what you do and maybe put some energy somewhere else. And I don't think up until that point I had ever been accountable because I was like, it's whatever. I'll do whatever I got to get done. I got to pay these bills. Ain't nobody helping. Bed dead, be dead, or whatever the case was with trying to take care of my family. So I think someone in the system actually opened my eyes to taking accountability to what I was doing to my life and what I needed to do to get on a different path.
Mm.
Thank you for that. Do you think that was one of like the first steps to the shift for you?
Definitely, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means that I had got out and just was like, whatever, let me do something, the same thing.
Yeah,
And so once I just having a longer sentence, obviously 77 months does give you quite a bit of time to think about what's going on. I had left a newborn baby at home, and
mm-hmm.
I had the first time I was like, hey, somebody is counting on me.
Yeah,
It's cool when you out moving around, moving and shaking, and you're not missing, but this was different. The judge gave me a lot of time, so I had to sit, think about my life, and make some different. That's all in my head. Make different thought processes, hang around different people, and start doing stuff differently. And that journey started from in.
gotcha.
Mm.
Thank you for that.
So, which came first, the self reflection, the healing, or you writing the book? Or were they happening simultaneously?
Oh, self reflection, therapy, healing, more accountability, awareness. Um, a lot of things took place. The book is new. The book was always rolling around in my mind, and when I tried to write just a regular memoir, that didn't work out well for me because it felt too raw. So I
Mm.
kind of built a character around my truth, and it seemed to help. And by starting in the middle of the story, it helped reveal what I had to say a little more. um,
So, was it difficult also writing the book that you have now? Was it, facing yourself, or were you ready? What was that like for you?
I think I was ready. This
Okay.
the time period. This was 25 years ago, so I've been a law-abiding citizen for 25 plus years. So it wasn't yesterday, and I had wanted to write it, and I had started writing my memoirs. Didn't do well, and then I
Hmm.
came back at it, and it just kind of all fell in place. The name of the character, her name is Sade
Hmm.
Matthews, how to position it, how to make it make sense. And it was perfect because for a long time, even though I wasn't ashamed of being incarcerated, and I did tell people, I never thought I would write a book or sit on a podcast announcing to the world, hey, I made some mistakes. And, here I am telling everybody. So I think that it was reflection and healing and all of those things first. And then the book rolled very simple, very easily for me.
Okay.
Well, we're glad you're here. Thank you for coming here and talking.
You're welcome. You're
No, I
welcome.
mean, but it's funny that what I love about these kind of things is that you never know someone's story and you don't know how much you have in common with someone. You know,
That's true.
clearly we can't judge a book by its cover. So somebody is listening and needs to hear exactly what you're saying. So we thank you for coming here and being brave enough to share that because it's
You're
bigger than all
welcome.
of us.
You're welcome.
A lot of our guests, some of us included, have used books kind of as therapy. We kind of transitioned through our process in the writing and the developing of what was going on in that. But actually, I want to ask you a different question. A lot of times we think about people being strong and resilient as
Hmm.
if that means that they've never felt like they hit rock bottom or that they ever felt like they had broken. Can you still fall, break, recover, and still be resilient?
I I think so because the foundation of who you are never changes. Life be
Mm,
life at some time, right? So I think that if that's the core of who you are and you have that built-in resilience, that it doesn't change no matter what comes into your place. You just have to sometimes go back and get it.
mm,
Mm. I like that you said that.
yeah.
I
When
think
you
it
say,
sums up.
oh,
Go ahead.
sorry.
Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, when you go back and get it, is that remembering yourself? Or is that,
Remembering yourself, we for me personally,
mm-hmm,
I don't want to say associating with the wrong crowd, but making some bad decisions.
mm-hmm,
But at the core of that bad decision, I always have a metaphor in my therapy, like you have a good guy and a bad guy sitting on the left and the right shoulder, and just always this internal struggle.
yeah,
And who you are, I think no matter what's going on in your life, we know the truth. Sometimes we try to act like we don't. But if you have that resilience or that fortitude to move forward or keep going or whatever it may be for an individual, I think it eventually shows itself. Even sometimes we might ignore it. It might show up again and again, and we're just like, nope, not right now. I don't want to.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love that you said that because I think a lot of times we'll have like imposter syndrome or we think we're not qualified. And I
Hmm.
feel like
Hmm.
you just kind of confirmed that we're like always equipped. We've always been qualified. So thank you
Hmm.
for that.
Yes.
I literally seen that on the show the other day. It was a guy, and he was saying, I asked myself every day if I was going to do it or not. He was telling his friend the story. So the friend's like, okay, I'm assuming you did it. And he's like, no. He's like, why? You ask yourself every day. He's like, if I got to ask myself that much, that means I already knew the answer. And I was like, yeah. Like, yeah, he has a point. He's like, if it wasn't yes out the gate, it's probably no. I just don't want to accept it's no yet. I'm
Hmm.
like, man, when they right, they right.
Hmm.
So being in the mental health field, this is something we asked during the mental health panel. I think it'll be perfect for you. How do you advocate for your own peace working in mental health? Having your background growing up, experience it firsthand. Because I have autism, and it's something I always used to ask my mom, like, what was it like raising me? You know what I mean? Because I only know from my perspective. So what was that like for you?
Which part? You're asking, how do I find peace with even as a therapist, or
Yeah, yeah. So how do you advocate for your own mental health, even working in the mental health field?
oh, I I think I don't want to say I can separate and divide because by all means, for 12 years of clients, they still are with me.
Hmm.
And I think it's just a matter of, I call them mini vacations. I make sure I do that. I do self care. I definitely use the word no, but generally with me, it's a yes. It's a
Hmm.
yes. I'll see what I can do. Very rarely no. So I think me being able to separate, me taking vacations, me knowing when it's too much, me knowing when to refer a client out, me using the word no if I have to. I think those things are very important and never crossing the line with those things. I think that gives me a lot of peace.
Mm.
So that to me sounds a lot like boundaries. Was
Yeah.
that something that you went into the field with, or did you acquire it inside the field?
I think I had limited boundaries going in. There are certain parts of me that are foundational. There's no
Hmm.
negotiation. But for the most part, when you're dealing with people with mental illness or you're dealing with people with the um, I don't know what the word I want to use outside of mental illness, but people who need permission, people who
Hmm.
need a push, people who need coaching. It's just so many levels because all of it's not necessarily mental illness. And
Hmm.
so, me knowing where the line was to begin with helped. But again, sometimes I break my own rules. I do have boundaries, but um, I think they built up and got stronger as I went through the years in the field.
Okay.
So we're talking to the little Leelas out there right now who
Hmm.
got stories to tell.
Mhm.
What would you say is the most difficult part of this process? Was it writing the book, editing, publishing, pressing publish, telling people I wrote this book is about me? Because a lot of people may have fears or hesitations about that. So I'm interested to see like what was a thing that was difficult for you and how you overcame it.
I think it being exposed, telling the world, writing it
Hmm.
easy. In my first edition of the book, I erased by mistake. So I had to start all over, and I'm glad I did because it was so much better the second time around. I think
Yeah.
that was the skeleton, but I think once I knew I wanted to publish it, and I was to the editing stage, and I started advertising and to put on my personal page because sometimes on my other brands that I have, you know. you don't see me. My personal friends don't see me. But when I put it on my personal page and people were like, wow, I can't wait. Oh, I know what that's about. And about time, just, I was like, oh, they can all see me now. So I
Right.
think that was the most difficult time, difficult part of it, the exposure of it. But after the first or second post, I was like, yeah, I did this. And now you all, if you read it, you'll get to know more about me because it's kind of like what both of you said. You really can't judge a book by its cover. You might see someone that looks like they have it all together, or someone who doesn't appear to have it together. And there might be opposites of each. And so you never really know anyone. And I think anybody, myself included, who opts to sit down and write words on a page and send it into the world is a big deal. From the first letter to the last letter to everything in between is a big deal.
Yes. Is
Mhm.
it just to caveat that then? Is that exposure now somewhat freeing too?
It is. It was definitely freeing. I think after exposing myself on my personal page, just exposing myself at work, maybe felt even different. Even though people there I thought knew of my background because I spoke up because I'm proud. I'm a licensed state holder with this background. So that shows that anybody can do anything.
Mhm.
But I think when people identified it, because most of the time people are just bumping around each other, never intertwining. But when people realized, I think that was a big exposure moment too. But no, it's just okay. I just feel good about the whole process.
Mm-hmm. See, we push through it and we survive.
We push through it and
Yes.
we survive.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I have one more question, then I'll let Chloe finish off, and then we can have our final words and tell them where to find us again. So my question is, what is next for you as a writer?
What is next for me? Well, I'm getting my feet wet in the whole podcast speaker lane. And
Mhm.
so that is really my primary focus. I shan't reveal if there'll be more writings from L.A. Armstrong. It's too early in the game, but read the book. It'll make
Yeah.
sense. But
We'll be
um
watching out.
I definitely think stages, telling my story, letting people know it's okay if you fall and bump your knee. You can get up 10 times and still do great things, that your biggest mistake does not define you. It doesn't shape your life forever. And I think that that's the message I wanted to talk about through, again, through podcasts or stages or whatever else the wind might blow my way. So that's really the space I'm going into. I know a lot of times people say the book is the conversation. It's the introduction. That's
Mhm.
how I got to Good Life. And
Mhm.
so I'm very thankful for the opportunity. And I think that that's pretty much what's next for me for now.
I love that because it for me it shows the three stages, and to me it's the healing, and then it's the recovery, then it's the aftercare, and each stage is important. So I love that you're taking your time and allowing those things to come. And I appreciate you being here today. This was a pleasure.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
definitely. Thank you for coming on and trusting us to share some of this story with our audience. So I love that you were talking about this being the conversation. So if there was any like ideal conversation that you would like this book to start, what would that conversation be about?
Um, I think reinvention is the biggest thing
Hmm.
because people have lives and histories and things that they do. And sometimes they won't give themselves permission to move forward or pursue the dream they want or do that thing that their mom or dad said they couldn't. I think it's just always about reinvention. This lady obviously got in trouble. She fell. And what did she do next? It was really important to people. Sometimes people think where they are is the end of the story, and it isn't. And I want people to know that you can always reinvent yourself again and again and again, as many times as it takes, until you are where you want to be.
And does forgiveness of self play a role in that reinvention?
Most definitely. or the from the smallest to the largest mistake. Because again, I say you got the good guy, the bad guy on the shoulder, and they're always in your ear. Negative chatter, I call the guy in black. He's always reminding you of every mistake, every oops you've made. And I try to teach people through therapy, through coaching, through conversations. Ignore him, push him off your shoulder, and keep going. And some days he's really loud. But you got on the other shoulder this cheerleader, this white knight who is cheering you on. And I try to get people to deafen, tone out the bad guy and listen to the good things because you can do great things if you just keep pushing through, no matter whatever you're going through, just keep pushing.
Mhm.
Well said.
Wise words.
Yes.
We thank you for that. And we definitely thank everybody at home for tuning in. Make
Mm,
sure you're still following us at the Good Life Bookstore everywhere because we're going to have books, we're going to have authors, we're going to have these episodes. It's going to be a great time.
mm.
So, once again, I am one of your favorite authors, Good Life Russ. You can find my books on Amazon. You can also find them at the goodlifebookstore.com.
I am your other favorite author, Chloe Simone. You can find me on the Good Life Bookstore everywhere in Chloe Simone Studio. And LA Armstrong, which is dot dot dot. We're going to see where else that goes. Tell them how they can find you and leave us with a quote. Leave us with a good saying or a phrase, maybe from your book.
Oh boy. Well, you can you can find me. I'm on Amazon. Um, wow, I'm on Amazon, and you just put in, I guess, 72 months book, and
Mhm,
I should be there. You can find me at the author L.A. Armstrong on Facebook.
mhm.
You can find me under my name or my other brand, Lela Speaks. That is my speaking company. You can find me in many different places, and hopefully at the Good Life bookstore one
Mhm.
of these days. We hope that is
100%.
a future conversation.
It definitely is.
And you said a final quote. I think I used my good quote at the beginning. I'm a professional at starting over. Okay, you said something from the book.
Mhm. Or something that just really resonates with you, or if you just felt in this moment that it was what needed to be said.
Um, I just want everyone to know that they're not left behind.
Hmm.
If my story, and please read it, please go get it so you can read it. But if my story helps another person stop believing that they're disqualified because of their past, then every step of my journey is worth it.
Mm.
Mhm.
And
We
that's
definitely
powerful.
agree with that.
Yes. Mhm.
All
Well,
right,
that's
everybody.
impactful to me.
Yes, that's very, very impactful. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in again. Make sure you follow us on YouTube and Facebook. You can check these episodes out even when the live is finished.
Yes.
That's it for us today. We'll see y'all next time.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Peace.